Cybertron Weekly is your central hub for everything Transformers.
Hello YouTube, Ultra Maximus back with another Transformers review. Today we're taking a look at another third-party figure, and it's from Impossible Toys, the MC-09 Minicar Wasper. Now, a lot of people know that Impossible Toys has now gone out of business, and their last hurrah was a wave of mini-bots and mini-cons that were kind of stylized in the old G1 fashion. That had better articulation to them. And they were kind of expensive, but Big Bad Toy Store currently, at the time of the recording, has a sale going on, so I definitely wanted to check them out. Now, Wasper was $9.99, which initially he was $20, I think, upon release. And I wanted to get this figure because Transformers Animated Wasp was one of my favorite bad guys, because he really became a bad guy by no fault of his own, really. He just had bad luck and a bad life. And he ends up becoming Waspinator, which one of my all-time favorite Beast Wars characters, and I loved him in the animated series as well. And they were going to make a Wasp figure for Hasbro, and it was just basically a repaint and slight remold of the Bumblebee figure, which I couldn't wait for, and they canceled the line. So he was one of the canceled figures, which was very upsetting. However, Impossible Toys did make a G1 incarnation of the character, and I had to jump on it. Now, it does look more G1 than it does animated, but at least it's still a Wasp figure, so I was very, very excited to get a hold of this, especially at 50% off. So let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. So here we have Wasper's box. It is very similar to B-Bytes. It's the Decepticon version of him. We get two versions in the animated series of Wasp. One when they were back on Cybertron in boot camp, and then when he gets to Earth to take revenge on Bumblebee, he's the Renegade Autobot, and he's basically evil. In the show, he had the rub symbol, and it was all blacked out, so he didn't really have an Autobot logo. However, the canceled version of this character for Hasbro was actually going to have a Decepticon logo on it. So they went ahead and made this the Renegade version, and you know, because he's got the purple eyes, I guess. But very Decepticon box. It says Impossible Toys. We've got the robot, we've got the car, MC-09, and it says Minicar Wasper on it. So just kind of a close-up. MC-09, there's the vehicle. There is the robot. And there is Impossible Toys. It says Minicar Wasper. Now, I did notice, because I've already taken this out of the package here, the face is different than the actual figure that we get, and I will talk about that. So remember that face, the light green paint especially. So underneath, it says Impossible Toys, and then on the top, it says that. And then on this side, we get a picture of the robot. This side is a picture of the car. Here's the back of the package. It's got the bio, which is kind of interesting because it looks like they started it at halfway. It looks like this should be like pushed down, and it's missing stuff up here at the top, which is very, very strange. But if you want to pause and read that, you are more than welcome to. So that's pretty much it for the packaging. Let's go ahead and take a look at Wasper and see what we think. So here we have Wasper out of the package, and he's a little green mini car. Looks like a Volkswagen to me, like an old school Rabbit maybe. I'm not really sure what the model is. If you guys know, leave a comment down below. I would love to know what exact model he is. He does not look like the Volkswagen Beetle at all. And this is actually taken, I think, more off of the animated series. And that show, Wasp had the same exact alt mode as Bumblebee, except he was green and black. Bumblebee was yellow and black. So the old G1, obviously a rounded off Volkswagen. They went a different route, and he's more blocked off in this version, which is okay. I don't really mind. Detail on the little Volkswagen is not bad at all. Get a close up here if we can get it to focus. There we go. He's got his nice painted grill up here. It's got the detail. Now the funny thing is the black stripe on him is on the opposite side. On the animated series, the stripe was over here versus over here, but that's okay. Little Decepticon logo, courtesy of tfstickers.com. But yeah, overall, not a bad little car. I like it. It works for me. It rolls really well. So that's a good thing. Definitely cool. He also comes with a tiny little gun. They all come with this little itty bitty tiny gun. If I can get it to focus. Again, very well detailed, very tiny. Stores in the thighs. I will show that off during transformation. But overall, definitely a cool looking little car. And I like the fact they've all got the little rubber tires like the old G1 figures. I think that's a nice addition. For comparison, here we have Wasper, or Wasp, next to the Transformers animated Rodimus figure. Since, you know, we're dealing with an animated character, I figured why not. And as you can see next to the deluxe figure, he is about half the size total. He's about half the length, about 3/4 the width, and he actually stands taller than Rodimus here, which is kind of interesting. Here we've got good old Wasper next to the G1 Goldbug figure. Again, they're both about the same size in the vehicle mode. Really fast, just to show him off with a modern Legends figure. Here he is with Blackout from the Combaticons from Combiner Wars. And finally, here we have Wasper next to B-Bite. And, well, they're the same size. I mean, they're the same mold, essentially same chassis. They just redid the details on the upper body and on the feet to make different little cars. But they definitely look very cool side by side. Now, transformation on this guy is exactly the same as B-Bite and pretty much the same for the original G1 figures. It does not even come with instructions on how to transform, and if you know how to work the old G1 mini-bots, then you pretty much know how to work this guy as well. So just to kind of show it off again, what you're going to want to do is loosen up the arms, pull them out of the front pegs like that, and then kind of lift up the shoulders a little bit, and then you're going to pull the feet down like that, separate it out to the front. Now there are pin joints. Now these pin joints can get kind of tight in there, so definitely not going to have any looseness, but you want to kind of pull them back and then kind of raise them up like that. So I think the more that you do it, the little easier it gets. You can adjust the elbows if you want a little bit, and then the head you're going to lift up, and then it's also on a pin, so you're going to pull it forward a little and then lift it up, and then you can push it back. And that's pretty much it. Now he is in robot mode. And we can put his little gun into his hand. So we're going to do that. Just put it in a little peg. Get in there. Ah, there we go. And now he has his tiny little pea shooter that he can shoot off. And yeah, so definitely pretty cool. I am digging him. I'm very happy to have this little guy into the collection because, like I said, I really wanted that Wasp figure from the animated series, and it was so sad when they canceled it out. So looking at the figure, just kind of a close-up on the detail, here's the head. Now, remember how I said on the box, look for the differences there. Look at the face sculpt. It is very light green, and when I say light, it's the light green is barely there. In the promo art on the box, the green was kind of this lime green like we see on the actual arm, but it doesn't really come off that way so much on the figure. And even though you can see it in this light right here, because the light's kind of shining right down on it, just sitting on the shelf, it just looks all green, which is a bit unfortunate. I wish that was a little bit brighter. But that being said, not too terribly bad. And while this is not exactly like the animated series, this is more of an homage of what he would have looked like in G1, which I'm okay with. That's not bad. But yeah, overall, I like the figure. I like the detail on him. The little light neon green works well. But yeah, I think it works really well. The light green, dark green, black just looks really, really nice and makes for a great foe for Bumblebee. For size comparison, here we have Wasper next to the G1 Goldbug, and as you can see, he's a lot taller than this little guy. He's about twice the height. And just to kind of show him next to a modern figure here, here is the Warrior Class Bumblebee from Robots in Disguise. Here's Wasper next to a Beast Machines figure. This is the Beast Machines Megatron. And yeah, not too terribly bad of a size. He's pretty close to the shoulder height of Megatron here. And finally, here we have Wasper next to B-Bite, his wave mate, and they look very cool together. I really like them. Very dynamic colors. I like how their vehicle modes are completely different, but they share the same chassis, totally different head sculpts. And this is 2 of the 3 models that we get out of this. The Hill Jumper or Cliff Jumper, I think, is the 3rd vehicle mode, and then they've all got little different heads depending whether it's bumper, it's hubcap, it's cliff jumper, bumblebee, whoever. Wasp here has the most unique head out of all of them, which is kind of cool. I do appreciate that. But yeah, definitely liking these guys side by side. Now to transform him back is exactly the same as we did with B-Bite. His weapon does store as well, so I'm going to pull this out real quick. So I'm going to straighten out the arms. I'm going to put the head down first, like so. We're going to straighten out the legs, and then you're going to want to take that pin joint and get it all the way to the front. I would hold these things by the knees because they can be kind of stiff to get these in there. So let's see if I can do this on camera here. Come on, buddy. There he goes. So it's in, and then we're going to do this one as well. Come on. Maybe. There we go. There we go. See how these things can be very, very stiff. They don't want to go. So there it is. It's in, and then you can close. Oop, we want to put the gun in. Put the gun into the, look, it's a wasp crotch. Put them into the thighs like this, and you're going to just kind of close it up so that the weapon is stored between the legs, and then close the front pieces up. Then you can push this in till it clicks like that. You're going to straighten the arms out. Now on the B figure, I forgot to tell you that there's a little tab there that the arms will connect into. So when you put them in, you want to make sure to tab them into place like that. Push that in, tab it into place like that. Everything is all good and sealed up, and there he is in his vehicle mode. Yes, very simple, but it's actually a little bit more complex than the original G1 figure, but not overly complex, and I appreciate that. So is Wasper a figure that you want in your Transformers collection? Well, yes, on a couple reasons. One, if you're a G1 fan, you're going to like this because we get a new G1 figure that we haven't had in the original line, which is very cool. And it's got a bit more articulation than the old school G1s, and I appreciate that. It comes with a weapon. If you are a Waspinator fan, you're going to like this because this is kind of the beginning evolution of Waspinator from the animated series, where he starts out as an Autobot and ends up becoming a Predacon, which is very cool. And if you're a Transformers animated fan, you're going to like this because we never got that Wasp figure in the animated line before he became Waspinator, which I really do appreciate. I wanted that figure very badly. Unfortunately, it got canceled, so this kind of fills that hole in my collection for that figure, which I'm very appreciative for. Now, it's not that expensive. It's $9.99 at the time of this recording at Big Bad Toy Store. The original price was $20, which is a bit high for something this small. $9.99 is kind of that edge of what I would pay for these figures, and half of them are going to be about $8.99 to $9.99. The other half are going to be $3.99 to $4.99, depending on the popularity of the character. So definitely check out Big Bad Toy Store if you're interested in these. They still have some on sale. Very cool. The quality on the figure is nice. It's unfortunate that Impossible Toys went under, because it seems like with the Tetrajet Squadron and this set, they really showed they can become a good 3P company. Too little too late. But there he is, Wasper from Impossible Toys.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share. And as always, look for more videos in the future.